least we know when we hit the button.
So when you go live, does it start it over again?
Well, see, when I hit the video,
Yeah.
I hit the live button and it's showing initiating or whatever it is, and then when it finally initiates, it starts it completely over. So
Hmm.
I guess when it's done initiating, that's when it's actually going live. I don't know. I don't know how that works.
Interesting.
Hey, Teresa's here already. Hello, Teresa. How
Oh,
are you?
Teresa.
Good to see you. Oh, so how's your week, Brad?
Just busy. Actually, been tearing out ceiling at the church. We had to get a new unit put in back in the kids' room. So I am suspended ceiling guy this week. I tore all that out.
Oh wow,
What'd you do?
I
Listen,
play it.
you scared the crap out of me.
Yeah, yeah.
But I've been tearing all that out and having to. They've got it. They finished installing this afternoon, so tomorrow's filled up with me. And then we had somebody, a family member of one of our people, pass away, and so they were using the church for a funeral. So I got to get it all put back together before Saturday. So
Right,
a
right.
little bit of a rush, but it is what it is, and
Yeah.
going good. I'm curious to know about your EITC. Absolutely, man.
Hey, yeah, yeah.
Glad we could support, man.
I want to say something about that too. First, Ping Jing, hello, how's the guys? If you're not following Absolute Finds on Whatnot and you're into vintage band tees or t-shirts and stuff like that, follow Absolute Finds. He has a Whatnot show every well, I think he's doing one once a week. I know today was his second show. Had a really good show. He's got some really good stuff, guys. You might want to get over and check it out, especially them band tees he's got. He's got some really good. Brad knows all about that.
Yeah, man, rock and roll, man. I heard the jars of clay in the background. TC, that might be something only you and I know, but I heard it. So, how did your big experiment go that were that you hit on me? You hit after the show last week. You hit me up about the bulk listing thing.
Oh, holy
So,
cow, man!
so
What a cluster! You know what?
to set the context so everybody understand, apparently there's a bulk listing feature where you can upload like an equal amount of all the pictures and of each item in like the same category, right? They're
Yes,
supposed
in
to
the
be like
same
similar
category.
items. So like if you're doing baseball cards, you could do just
Okay.
four pictures, four pictures, four pictures, four
Yeah,
pictures, four
yeah.
pictures, and you can upload how many at a time?
All right. So here it is. So here's the positive. Okay. The positive is for sports cards, non-sports cards, or stuff like that. It for me, it's perfect. I can upload 500 photos at one time, and it will create. So if I upload 2 photos per listing, and I upload a total of 500 photos, it's going to create 250 listings right there on the spot. I mean, within a matter of minutes. I mean, it's just all the pictures are there, and with the sports cards and non-sports cards, it does the actual title pretty decent. It does leave out the actual team name, but there is some tweaking you have to do, like your price, your shipping, and then just a couple of minor things. But it's with sports cards and stuff, it's so much faster. But I tested it further. My first test was for test. For test. My first test. My first test was. Golly, I did it again. My first test was with clothing. I did it with shirts. So, because that way you had to have a separate category. You have to have the individual category that you're in. So I uploaded, I think it was 50 photos. No, no, no. I uploaded, hold on a minute, 50 listings, but I had on shirts, I had front, logo, tag, back, pit to pit, and length. I had 7 photos per listing, and I uploaded 50. So I uploaded 350 photos or something like that. All right. Well, when I did it, I mean, great. All the photos went where they're supposed to go. All the photos went in each listing it was supposed to go. The only issue that am seeing right now with that particular category it is the title. It's not creating the title for you in clothing because now it could be maybe because I did a bunch of T-shirts, so it could be the fact that it didn't have a name brand with those T-shirts. I didn't put any name brand stuff in there, so that could be the issue there. But I haven't tested it again with the clothing because that was all the clothing I had left. I haven't listed clothing, I haven't listed any clothing in a week because I've done exactly what we just talked about. I uploaded 50 listings, and so now all those listings were in my draft. So each morning I get up, my photos are already there, and all I gotta do is go in and change the title and fix shipping and price and a couple things, and it's done. But uh, so there's going to be some tweaks, and this is like the beginning. I mean it's going to improve, I'm sure.
What about the rest of the listing? What did it do? I mean, like, did it fill
I
in
did do the
anything?
size, like in your item specifics. It had the size, it had the color, um, it had like things like men's. It had things like it somehow distinguished whether it was a men's T-shirt or a woman's T-shirt. But I didn't have any women's T-shirts to test that theory as per se. Um, let's see what other item specifics. There was a I didn't the required specifics it asked as far as size and stuff and all that, other than brand, I didn't have to fill out anything because it didn't know what the brand was because it didn't have a brand on the unless it picked up the tag like Gildan or if it picked up a Gildan tag, the brand was actually Gildan on the shirt. So I mean, the required specifics you might have had to. I might have had to do one maybe on each one. It's just the other small stuff. I mean, I think it even filled out what country, because a lot of times you got when you do down to bottom it says where it's made. I think it filled that out for you already because it could see it on the tag. So it was pretty interesting. I don't know how much time it saved me, but I got 50 listings done within 2 days. Where normally it takes me a little bit longer to do that with the shirts because I'm doing each individual one as I go, and all the photos were there. I didn't have to worry about taking any more photos. Um, but so I'm not sure how it's going to work with other individual categories. You follow what I'm saying, Brad? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Did you try it at all?
No, I hadn't. I didn't have time.
Okay.
I didn't
Now
have
I don't know. I don't know if I can go in and I can put. So I don't know if I could go in and send. I think the key to it, the reason it works so well, the get it to work well, is you got to have the exact number of photos for each listing. All
hmm
right, because if you're like
You
it
probably
would
need
not.
them. You need them probably in the same kind of order too, right?
Yes, correct. Now, see, here. Now you can move them around for not in the order you want them in, but they, as far as each, what I say,
No,
one
I
item.
mean
Yes, yes,
like the first photo needs to basically be the same in both of them, and the second photo like same. So if you're like taking a full picture of the front and then a tag and then the back, or I
right.
mean,
You need to have all like your 7 photos need to be of that one item. It doesn't have to be in a certain order. Your next 7 photos for your next item needs to be of that one item. It don't have to be in the same order that the other previous one is. But what it will do is before you even upload the photos, it asks you how many photos do you want per listing.
mm-hmm,
It got me because I was concerned about that. Um, I picked 7 photos per listing, okay, for my shirts, and it worked this way with the ball cards also. When I went and grabbed all the photos, because I just highlighted all the photos and bring them over at one time, it would not let me do it if the number was wrong. Meaning, I took 7 photos. It knew I was going to have 50 listings. So if I had one photo under or one photo under or one photo over the allotted number that I listed for 7 listings, it would not let me drag them photos over. It wouldn't let me do it. It tells you. It says you're
So what
over your limit or under your limit.
what's the interface look like? I mean, is it like when you say you're doing them
So
in
here's where it's at. So if you
like
go on eBay,
I was just imagine if you got like it, in my mind, like if you're going to do 7 photos for each thing, and you've taken 350 photos all in order of of each item that you're going to do and all that. It's like you just drag them all over at once. But is it not? Is it like that or?
yeah, look, if you go, you have it on yours. You have it on your eBay right now.
Yeah,
Everybody
I'm
does.
not going to look at it.
Oh, okay. So, all right. Well, if anybody wants to, I can tell
I
you
mean,
real quick.
I would like to experiment with it. I do like being an early adopter and experimenting with it, but I'm not going to have time to do that for a while. So
Let me see if I can do something real quick. But yeah, it works. It's pretty good. Let
I
me.
can imagine that. Like I've got a scanner. Like if you had like ball cards, I could literally it'll do a double sided scan. I could probably scan 50 cards in like less than a minute, and then if it's like a front and back scan, and then pull
Right,
over something like that.
right.
See how
So,
I feel like if you're doing cards, and I think it's gonna pull the information off of cards way better than it is off of shirts and stuff. But
right. Let me show you something. Let's see if we can. Here, I'm gonna blow this up real quick. If we can figure it out. Okay, so this is when you open up your seller hub. This is what your seller hub looks like. This is your main thing. Okay, so you just come over here to listings, and all you do is just click on that listing thing, and then you got create listing right here. Do you see that? Did it come up?
I see your manage active listings.
Okay, you see the blue button over here? It says create listings.
Create a listing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a drop down arrow next to it. You click on it, and it says
Hmm.
single listing, multiple listings from photos. This is new. So you click on that. Did it switch screen for me?
Yeah, it did.
Okay, all right. So then it tells you what you do, and you select photo count and say, we're going to do 2 because we're going to do cards. Okay. And then you hit continue. All right. And then here's the screen. So then you upload. Let me get, I don't know if you guys can see what I'm doing, but then you go to your files or whatever it is. Uh, and then I'm going to pick a few photos. We're going to pick, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to do these right here. Yeah, we're going to do these right here. And I'm going to open them and I dragged them all over at the same time. Can you see the screen?
Yeah, I see two different
All right,
groups
look.
here.
All right, look. You see, that's all the cards I just drug over. These are all the same cards. So it created 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now you got 5 listings right there. Okay, that you do your pictures. All right, now watch this. Generate drafts, and there it is. So on the card, so this one, there's several here. There's 3 here that did not create a title. Can you see this picture?
Yeah, I can see the first like
All
three
right,
of
so you
them.
got so let's look at it better this way. Let's see. What are you guys looking at here? Okay, yeah. All right, so here's the listing inside the list. So it's got the title. The only thing it's missing is a team here. All right, but then all you do is select the decade and odd number. I mean, card number. You can just select all, and then it does it. And then it's got everything else down here except for here's your conditions. Of course, everybody wants to write something descriptions. They want to write their own descriptions out, which is no big deal. But then you just put your price and your shipping, and you're done. That's it. You're done. Then it's it done, and then now you have this. So you can either, when you're done with this whole sheet right here, however many you did, you can either submit it to be listed or save it for later, and that goes right into your drafts, and it's done. So I think I think what's going to happen is later on. I think it will. Oops, what did I do? I think it will. Hold on a second, guys. Sorry. I think it will improve over a matter of time. But my next test is like what I was going to say. My next test is going to be I take this tape measure, take say 5 photos of this tape measure. I take this cup, take 5 photos of this cup. Take something else. Take whatever else I got. Take 5. pick out 5 items, 5 different, completely different items, and take 5 photos of each, and then run it through the system and see what it does with the category. That's what I want to test and see where I'm at with that. See what all it does and see how well. I mean, it's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna be like perfect. It just came available. You know what I mean? So I mean, it may take a little while for AI to catch up. Imagine that. But I mean, we're all in a different year.
Well, the thing that I see that could be like where it could speed, like, I don't know, from listing to listing, it doesn't sound like it's going to speed you up that much, but the ability to upload 350 pictures at a time, and
There's
and it creates 350 drafts. Or, I mean,
that's the speed.
50 drafts
Yeah.
or whatever the number is. Does it have a limit on it? Did it say there was a
You can
limit?
only upload five. You can only upload 500 photos.
Okay.
So you
So
can
if you had,
upload
yeah, I got you.
one
So
photo. It could be 500 listings.
yeah. So like, I can see that being good, but then like the rest of it, I don't see how it's going to be any faster, because unless AI just kicks into high gear and just becomes perfect. If I'm having to go back over every listing and read through it, basically proofread it, add details and all that stuff, then it's other than just uploading the photos. That's where you save the time. Sounds like.
But see, yeah, you save a lot of time with the photos. But see, you talk about list perfectly. List perfectly. That's pretty much the same concept I was looking at with list perfectly. Because when I did it with list perfectly, I had to go back through, proofread everything, change things, and do this and that and the other, add things to it. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
mean,
I
now
know.
list perfectly did create a full title for you and full description for you, but there were
Yeah,
some other minor
it
things.
did a good job on that.
Yeah.
I don't see how that's ever going to keep you from having to actually uh, do, kind of proofread, and I just don't see how that's ever going to go away,
No,
unless you're
it's
just,
not. It's not. Yeah.
unless you're the kind of person that's just okay pushing the button and letting it
Yeah,
go.
well, I mean, eventually, I feel like eventually it could be mastered. I mean, look, if List perfectly can create the thing, make the AI do the complete title and description the way they do it, I'm sure eBay's AI will catch up eventually. I mean,
Well,
I think,
I've got a whole bunch of linen postcards, and
yeah,
I can run them. I can run them through that scanner I got. If I'm going to experiment with it, they're all the same kind. I mean, not the same exact card, but they're all the same thing. They're linen postcards from like the 40s, 50s, and they're all the same size. Everything about them's the same. Materials the same, and all that. I might try it just to see what it does with those, because it's clearly got all the info on it. Where it's where it's made. What the name of the picture is. All of that stuff is on the card.
yeah.
So
Well,
I
that's
might
good.
try that. I might try that and see, because
Test it out. Do
if I
about five,
could,
do 10 of them and see what happens. Just
yeah,
to
that's what
just
I
to
was
see.
thinking. I was, and but anyway, yeah. So Teresa, you said
See lists.
you've drafted up the Playmobil. It sounds like, but you hadn't actually put it up yet. Let me see where. Let me go back. I already drafted it, just need to list it. Yeah, I was wondering, like, is it like, are you just gonna do like a bulk listing, or what are you doing on the Playmobil? And then you said there's some Playmobil in the town we source in. Yeah, I'd on Marketplace. Yeah, I'd be interested in looking, see what that is. It is the island, like the really big one, like the one that's like 24 inches wide and 14, 15, 16 inches wide. Is it that one?
She says it is the island. If
It
you
is
ever
the
thought about it.
island, yeah, but is it like the really big one? Yeah, yeah. That one's rough. But I actually have sold that one before. Yeah, you rarely find those complete. But, it's one of those things that, like, eventually, like, somebody eventually buys those things. That's one of those things that when we buy like a bulk of Playmobil, often that island for some reason is often a part of it, if they have any of the pirate stuff.
She says
So
it's not complete. It's not
yeah,
complete.
yeah,
So
rarely is.
So let me tell you about my day, Brad. You've already know about the first part of the morning, so I'm gonna let everybody know about the first part of the morning. And
Oh,
and
by the
and
way,
Scott told me how to do it.
okay. By the way, hold up, time out before we do that though. By the way, Leroy may pop in at some point. Leroy's actually in Philadelphia.
Yes.
He's he's gone to Philadelphia because of the Eagles being in the Super Bowl, and him and his friend that he's working with are going up there to sell everything Eagles related. So anyway, I was just going to let people know where Leroy was. Go ahead.
Maybe
Sorry,
he can jump in. All right.
he
So
might try to if he gets a chance.
yeah, this morning I got up and I was trying to create the went in and made me EV Muxin and I was trying to create the show for the day, to schedule it out. And of course, I couldn't figure it out, and I accidentally deleted everything. So that was the start of my morning. So I had to get on the phone with Brad and be like, "Hey, man, I lost all our stuff. All our that you've hard work that you put into making short video clips and everything. And he said, no problem, I can pull it back out. So I was having issues of trying to figure out how to keep creating a new show under the same studio. And I just, without creating a new studio. Well, I ended up getting a hold of Scott, Bearded Picker, today, and he explained it all to me. So next week, I'm hoping it will work just perfect. So that's what happened there. So before I left the house this morning, I did have three items I had to ship out today, which we will get into the title. eBay is booming in sales first quarter. Hey, well, we'll get into the title here shortly on that. But um, so before I left the house to come start shipping, I says, "Oh, I'll just sit down and I will work on. I'll go ahead and drop items out of my drafts. I'll go ahead and do my promotions. Go ahead and do all my computer work that I need to do. And then right before I was getting ready, I says, well, I'll go ahead and do my YouTube video. So I spent 3 hours on a YouTube video. It's already on the computer, like on the scan disk or whatever that I used to make the video, and I uploaded everything to the program that I use. I worked 3 hours on it. Eddie, man, it's perfect. Had a perfect thumbnail. It was wonderful. So I saved it and sent it to the cloud, whatever I had to do to get it to go where I needed to go. I closed the computer down, moved everything over to the barn, come over here, started packing and stuff. And I was like, oh, I need to upload a video. So when I'll do that while I'm packing, well, guess what? I go in and it's gone. Like it's lost in the cloud. 3 hours worth of work. I can't find it anywhere. So 3 hours worth of work is gone. I've wasted 3 hours today, which was really that really bugged me, like really really bad. So I just that's how my day was going with that. With the technology stuff, my day went pretty bad. But as far as eBay sales booming, I will have you know, man, that I am so excited. I've had one sale today. I had three sales yesterday. I had one sale the day before. I mean, we are doing really, really good with eBay right now. I mean, I'm just so excited about this first quarter. I can't do it, man. Everybody that I see, man, on YouTube, everywhere is hollering. Sales are down, sales are down, sales are down. Except for Brad. Brad,
That's I. Let me be fair. I told you yesterday was really slow, but today was pretty good. Honestly, I think we're in that everybody's in that window after
yeah,
Christmas sales have finally tapered off, and then
before taxes.
before taxes, so you're just
Yeah.
kind of in that hole. I mean, it's just I don't think it's anything to worry about. So it is what it is.
Yeah, yeah, those of you out there, man, it's like, man, what's going on? What's going on? Look, it's this time
You
of the
know,
year. Every
just
year.
this is a golden opportunity. Uh, since you're not having to pack a whole lot, you can list a whole lot. So
Hmm.
you got to learn to accept the season you're in and just enjoy it the best you can.
It's also it's also the best time of the season to go through your items that's been in your store for a while. Maybe tweak some things in the drafts. Just tweak some things on them, the prices, titles, keywords, add keywords. Check your pictures out. I mean, you got a lot of time right now to do that this time of the year.
You
You
know,
probably got what's that, Brad?
I was gonna say that. Hold on, go ahead. I got somebody bringing me up here. Go ahead, bud.
Oh, And you probably got about another month, a good month to do that in. That's what I'm thinking. It is this way every year for me. Every year it's this way. I'm still doing the $500 a day. Uh, I'm still selling stuff, but it's not like it was like December, fourth quarter, December. When December hit, guys, I was shipping 15 to 20 packages a day. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not gonna lie. I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of happy for the break. It was getting pretty rough there. Uh, but hey, we sold a huge item. I don't know if you guys have seen the. I sold a wrought iron 7 candle holder that goes in a fireplace. Let's see if I can pull it up here and show you guys this. So we've had this thing on Marketplace for a while, and because I picked it up for $3 in a thrift store, and my whole intention was I don't want to ship this. I don't want to ship this because I don't need another episode of the let's see here. I don't need another episode of the golf club deal. A lot of you uh, watched me do the golf clubs, and we did a bad shipping experience with that. If you guys want to see that somewhere in the live videos, I'm going to share this with you guys. We'll talk about it. So I picked this. Here we go. Let's see here. If I can blow it up. Let's see. Add the screen right here. All right. So I picked this as an elegant. Yes, I used the word elegant. It's a black wrought iron 7 candle holder fireplace centerpiece, 24 by 16. It's huge, big old thing, right? I picked it up for $3. My whole intention was to sell it on Marketplace for about 30 or $40. That was my whole intention. But I had it on Marketplace forever. I mean, and just I didn't even get none of the scam messages on it. The fake messages like is this still available? Is this and all this. So we oh my goodness. I lost my train of thought. I read Teresa's message and lost my Brad. What is your opinion on what he has and the price? Yeah, we'll get Brad's opinion on this. So,
I think she was talking about the Playmobil. Sorry, I
oh,
had to pastor for a minute.
oh, that's cool. So we had it on Marketplace forever. I wasn't getting no scam messages or nothing. I didn't get no hits on it. Nothing. I mean, it was just. So I was like, well, I looked them up on eBay, and I was like, man, I really don't want to ship this on eBay because I have a hard time shipping bigger items. I don't get the price right, and this and that and the other. But I took a chance anyway, and I listed it on eBay. Yes, I listed it for $49.99, and I charged $24.99 for shipping. And within a matter of 2 weeks, it sold for full asking price, and it ended up selling. The buyer was totally all in. Oh, did we lose it? There we go. The buyer was all in for 69.27. As you guys can see, and look, my shipping. Can you see that, Brad?
Uh, yeah, no, it's kind of small on my screen because I'm in the preview screen. Let me roll up on
Oh, okay.
let me
Right.
roll up on the. Well, I got that screen real small too.
My
Anyway, go
shipping label, my shipping label ended up only costing me $20.75. So my order earnings were $35.14 minus the $3. So we'll call it an even $30. I mean, even it's $32, but we made $30 off that thing, which is exactly what I was going to sell it on eBay. I'm on Macar. Golly, what's that other place you sell? Facebook Marketplace. That's what I was going to sell it on Facebook Marketplace for. So it ended up working out really, really well. And I will say I was able to ship it. We shipped it FedEx home delivery, guys. If it had went USPS Ground Advantage, it would have been $75. If it had went UPS, it would have been right around $40. But FedEx home delivery was $20 and some odd cents.
So
So
no shipping mishap this time.
no shipping mishap this time at all. Nope, none at all. None at all. So FedEx home delivery has been working out really, really good uh, on bigger items for me. But like I said, I want to steer away from stuff like that. But at the same time, I want to continue with stuff like that if the profit's there. I mean, if that was going to bring me a $10 profit only, I would have never picked it up. Never. But because it wouldn't have been worth my time. So I got the $30 price point, the $30 profit price that I was looking. I'm sorry, I got the $30 price that in profit that I'm looking for. So I was good with that.
Cool. Yeah, see, I'll answer Teresa's question and everything. Let's see, we got Chastity in the chat and Christopher Nutter. What's up? And I see Janet's in the chat. Howdy, howdy. I don't know. I think you guys popped in while I was out. Teresa, your question. Brad, what is your opinion on what he has and the price? I think you're talking about that Playmobil you sent me a link to. So the price would be if you bought that and kind of if the sets are kind of complete, you wouldn't get much more than that on eBay. And so I would go. I'd offer a half or a third of that at least. But and then the only reason that would work for us is because we actually kind of part things out and sell things individually, and so we make a lot on the long run. But those particular, let me like look at it again here. Those particular um, things, yeah, I don't know. That's not a great price. But here's the great thing about Playmobil on Marketplace is if you let it sit there, the price magically goes down. I had it. We bought some the other week that he had it up for like a hundred or something like that. I can't remember what the exact price was, but then like the next morning before I was gonna like make an offer on it, he'd already dropped it to almost half of that. So uh, it works out pretty good. Yeah. So the kind of the thing with Playmobil, Teresa, is I think the reason that we do well with it is because we're not really trying to sell sets. Um, we're kind of piecing it out, and Tanya's making her own listings out of it, and kind of making custom listings that work pretty good for us. So we just saw a lot of volume of it. So when we started out selling Playmobil, the first thing that we never did was we just would put together sets and then we'd sell it in bulk and stuff like that. And we didn't really sell a lot of individual characters because they just didn't sell for us. Now we sell a ton of the individual characters, $5, $6, $7 a pop. But you know, um, a sale might have five or six of those in it at a time. So there's that. I had my first actually. You remember the thing that came out on eBay a while back about how international buyers would be able to make um, but bundle listings or like yeah. So I've actually had the first one. We did the first one a couple of weeks ago, and then that guy came back and he actually bought another bundle of stuff this morning, and I shipped it out. So
Oh,
now,
cool.
now I had that twice. So the thing that we found about Playmobil for our domestic customers apparently is true of our international customers as well. They're repeat customers and they buy in bundles or so
Well, that's pretty cool.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
pretty. Hey, I want to show everyone something. I want to show you too, Brad, something. So, in case no one knows, I've said it 100,000 times. If I said it once, but there's probably somebody new watching or something. Every Tuesday night, I do a Garbage Pail Kids cards break. I break cases or boxes or whatever, and I do a certain series called Intergalactic. Sometimes we do like earlier this week we did Tuesday night. We did a bookworm series. We pulled a really really nice sketch out of it. Hopefully, I'll see it on eBay. But what I want to show you guys is not this week, but last week we pulled a high dollar sketch out of a hobby case break. and I want to show you guys the sketch. It's on eBay right now. It's not mine. Someone else won it, but this is the card that we pulled, and I want to show you guys because he messaged me and told me, he says, "Hey, I put it on eBay. Here it is." So take a look at this and look at the price this thing is going for. We
Nice.
pulled that sketch in one of my breaks. That's the exact sketch we pulled, and that's the guy that won it, and he put it on eBay, and that's what it's going for.
That's cool.
So that's what
Are
I'm
there any?
expecting.
Are there
He'll
any?
probably get. He might get about 400 for it. I don't. If somebody pays him five, all great. But I'm thinking, and he told me himself. He says, I think I'll get four. He says, I think I'll get that. I just listed a little high because sketches are all one of ones. There's not another one out there. They're a one off. So this is just you're never going to see this sketch again. So pretty cool, pretty cool. I thought it was pretty cool. See a card out of my break be on eBay. I thought it was pretty cool. I
Yeah.
can't wait to see the one we pulled this week. I hope it comes out on eBay. I did not take a picture of it. I'd have to go back and whatnot and watch the video to get a snapshot of it. And if I can do that, I'll show you guys to it next week. But
And
it's
those
a
are. I was just going to ask, and those are modern. Are those are modern cards or?
yes, sir. They are that sketch is from a box that was 2023. As the year. So yes, those are modern cards. Yes. So that's pretty cool, and it's not even graded. I mean that's crazy. If he gets it, if he would take that and get it graded, he could probably ask a better premium for it than what he's asking now. So pretty
Gotcha.
cool.
See,
Rad
Rad.
Relics is in. Hello, Rad. How's it going?
It's John, right?
Yeah, John. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. We haven't seen him in a while.
John?
I
Well, if
hope
you'd watch
everything's
his
going good.
videos, you'd see him more.
What's that?
I said if you watched his videos, you would see him.
Yeah, man. Look, I haven't. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I don't get to watch hardly anything, and there are, there's another whole group of circle of resellers over on TikTok, another whole new world over there also, and I upload a lot of videos over there too, little shorts, and I'm actually. I haven't done it yet because I haven't mentioned it. I haven't warned everybody. So I downloaded back when the day before TikTok was banned. I says, "Oh wait a minute, I need to get all my videos off of TikTok because they're all short form, and I was thinking I can make shorts out of them over here on YouTube." Well, we downloaded every one of them. Of course, some of them are over 60 seconds, and some of them are not. So and then, of course, they reinstated it for another 90 days. But I'm going to actually take those videos and we're going to put them on this channel. So if you see a bunch of videos pop up and it's got TikTok writing on it or whatever, just ignore that. It's mostly what sold because I did a lot of my what sold shorts over there, and it's just they're real fast. They're all under 2 minutes, 3 minutes the most. So I mean, it's just something quick, fast to watch if you want to watch them. So I'm going to be downloading them on this channel as soon as I can. But other than that, not much. Just another day in paradise, listening to old 50s train stuff.
He's listing old '50s train stuff right now and listening. Yeah.
List, I
Yeah.
say listening. Yeah.
The train stuff is something that always interests me. I'll even like all the way back to when I was a kid. I had some of that stuff, but I can never quite get it at the price I kind of want to get it at.
Yeah.
Seems like it's some of those train guys are real proud of their stuff.
I've gotten a Goodwill. I remember I have found the box that's got the controllers and stuff on it. I found those at $2 and $3 at Goodwill and picked them up and made good money on them.
I
So
found some. I found some like at some estate sales and different things like that. But the it's always out in the garage. Every time I find it at an estate sale, it's in the garage in a box, and it's kind of just where it's set out there in the south in the humidity, and it's kind of all rusted up, and
yeah,
it never is quite good enough to buy. And then when you do find it in good shape, the guys that have it are real proud of it. So
oh yeah. Well, I'm not gonna lie. Right above my head in the loft here, I have a box of it's a train set. It's got everything, a big train set that's in that box, and I won't get rid of it. And I also but it's just sitting in the box because I have nothing to do with it. And I also have one that's brand new, still in the box. It's a John Deere train set that's probably a few years old, but the other one's several decades old. But and there's nothing wrong with it. I just won't get rid of it. I won't. I mean, it's just
I
I don't
got a
know why.
I got a question for all the resellers out there, and this is something that resellers, if you've been doing it for any amount of time, you understand. So John said he bought all this junk at auction, and it's old and covered in dust and mouse poop.
Mouse poop.
So my question is, if you've ever bought anything with like mouse poop on it, it also has mouse urine on it, and it has a very specific
Specific
scent.
smell.
Has a
Yep.
very specific scent. What does that scent remind you guys of? I'm not gonna say what it kind of reminds me of, but what does that remind you guys of when you smell that smell?
Really?
And if you don't know, you probably haven't. You probably haven't.
It's been a while since I've smelled it, so I don't know.
It's like it's not a good smell, but
No.
there's a hint of. Well, I'm not gonna say, but go ahead.
Somebody will. Somebody will
Yeah.
say it. Somebody
What
will say
does that? And it can be any answer. There's no wrong answer. What does that smell remind you of? Old cars. Yeah.
it. How are you seeing the chats before
Wonder
I
why.
do?
Because I've got YouTube open on a different window, and I'm
Oh,
watching I'm
okay.
watching it there,
Okay.
so I can
All right.
comment as
Old
a black
cars.
sheep.
John said old cars.
Well, yeah,
John,
because
John, we
they've
need
been
to get
because they've been peed in so much. That's what. Oh,
right.
dude, that reminds me. So, like when I was a kid, dude, I thought old people smelt like mothballs. I thought that when people got old, this is the honest to God truth. This is the honest to God truth. I thought that when people got old, something happened to their skin or something, and it made them smell like mothballs. And it was because every time we went to like an older person's house, they'd have mothballs under the house
You
apparently.
go
But
to an old
I didn't know what a mothball was when I was a kid. I
you go
just thought
to
that's
an
what
old
old
folks
people.
home is that way.
I thought that's what old people's skin smelled like.
Well, you know what mothballs are good for you?
I know what they're good for. Yeah, getting rid of spiders and snakes and stuff
Snakes.
like that. But
Yep, they keep
yeah,
snakes away.
I didn't as a kid. I didn't even know that. I didn't know what mothballs were as a kid.
That's crazy.
He said
JP said
WD-40.
musty.
That's interesting. Yeah, yeah,
Now we are the old people. Yep.
yeah.
John, we smell like mothballs.
I don't think I got it, but maybe I can't smell it.
I'm getting close. I smell a hint of it.
Anybody else got any what rat urine smells like to you? I know when we pick up toys a lot of time have been, especially older, vintage toys. They've been out in the garage and so they've had some rodents on them. Hey, there's Leroy. We got our first super chat. Are you ready?
Oh,
Here we
wait,
go.
wait, I don't even see it. There it is. There's
Okay, all
Leroy.
right, here
All
we
right,
go.
let's
Let me
show
get
that. All right. All right,
because
Leroy,
Leroy.
wait a minute. You got to get him to pick.
No, 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 no. I'm gonna pick what? I'm gonna got one. The one that he talked about last week. I actually
Okay,
made him
okay.
one. So
Yeah,
you guys
you
ready?
got it.
Here we go. Thank you, Leroy. Here's just for you, buddy.
It's a turtle mating. That's exactly what that sounds like.
Yeah, I see that, John. You got to get real close, John. That's how you smell them.
Yeah.
No,
Leroy, I hope you're enjoying your time up there, buddy.
so that was two different. That was a amalgamation of two different turtle noises. So
Yeah,
there you
yeah.
go.
Yeah, you found it. Did you look it up on YouTube or something, or how did you find it?
Yeah, yeah. I had to look
Yeah.
up. I had to look up. There's a lot. There's two
It's the
different ones.
funniest thing ever. It's the funniest thing I ever
Oh,
seen.
wait. Now he's got another one. All right, you ready? So let's pick a different
Oh,
one here.
wait a
You
minute.
ready? Has it showed up for you? All right, all right, all right. Here we go, Leroy. Here we go.
That's great, man.
Yeah.
Oh man, what is it? There's an episode. Wait, what does he say? He says there's an episode of My Strange Addiction that features a woman who's addicted to mothballs. It's oh my god.
What? Oh man, man. Some of the stuff people are. Mm, the mothballs keep skunks and possums away. I have no idea,
I don't know.
Pingy. Any
So
animal that's sensitive to now Rad's dropped one in. Let's see what we got for
wait a
Rad.
minute. Sue says right.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Do the
sir. Here,
sheep. Do the sheep. Do the
now
sheep.
now let me do this one because
Okay.
this one's got a great sound.
Okay.
That's a real laughing sound from a rooster.
Yeah.
I've never heard anything like that.
Yeah, I saw you put those in there, and I went through each one. And I about died. That turtle one was good though. So we're gonna have to like let them pick animals. I don't know. It sounds like my wife yelling at me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, that's
Well, they
great.
kind of got. Oh, I was about to make a very sexist joke, but
Just get on. Sue
that's what
said that
they.
it sounded like dinosaurs.
Which one?
I don't know. Possibly
The
the
turtle.
turtle.
Yeah.
Possibly.
So the big like deep or whatever it is, that's the giant Galapagos turtle. Sounds like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah. And
Man.
honestly, I don't think of a turtle as a barnyard animal necessarily, but Leroy wanted it, so I made one for Leroy.
Yeah. Hey, Swamp Picker, how you doing, my man? That was great, Brad. I went through those today, man, and I was just like, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, I've just been using
The AI tool's working out
my
great, ain't it?
I've been using my AI tokens on that stuff. So there you go.
What? That's pretty cool. I like that.
That's
So,
so that's another example. Like AI, like just does weird stuff. So like when I had it make the rooster up, I described what I wanted the rooster to kind of look like, and then what it spits out is always just kind of interesting. Like you'd get an image of a rooster with his mouth closed and open at the same time, like it's got a mouth open underneath its mouth. It's just weird. It just doesn't know what to do.
uh, wow.
Yeah.
All the chats just come in for me like immediately. They just all scrolled up. I was trying
Yeah.
to catch up.
Hey, hey, Leroy, since you're out there and you can hear and you're in the chat, what does I know you know what the rat urine smell is because you've been in this game for a long time. What does it smell like to you? What does it remind you of?
Yeah, Leroy.
Yeah.
Phil wants to know
No
what
romantic. No
AI
romantic.
you use. Which
Uh,
AI do you use?
Leonardo AI. There's better ones out there, but I'm not going to pay for them. So
Yeah.
I don't have to use them enough with what I do to actually use a paid version, and I can usually tweak that one enough to get what I want out of it before I run out of tokens.
We're a bunch of cheapskates around here. We
Well, I'm not cheapskates. I pay for my Photoshop and all that subscription every month
yeah, yeah.
because of what I do, but I don't do enough like making graphics or anything from AI to have to use it. So
Brad, let me ask you. So if you would add up all the, I'm not going to call them useless subscriptions because they're not really useless. You do use them. How much money do you think you're? I mean, you ain't got. I mean, do you think you're spending overly overly spending on subscriptions?
yes, absolutely. But so let me back that up though. So one, I hate the fact that you can't just buy certain software anymore and that you have to use like a subscription based plan. But at the same time, with with graphic design stuff, for example, like if you use Adobe Photoshop or Illustrator or something like that. Back in the day, if you had to buy that stuff, it was like $500 and $600, unless you were gonna, do the cheaty thing and get a rogue code off the internet or something and
Right.
use an pirate a version of it. But yeah, so there's that, but now they don't actually sell it like that anymore. You actually have to pay for a subscription, but the subscriptions that I have to use, Illustrator and Photoshop and stuff like that, is only like $9.99 a month. So you can use it for a long time. And also with the software, it changes so quickly. Like if you bought a version this year, they're going to have a newer version next year. At least with the subscription model, you're getting like the newest version all the time. So, but I still don't like that you don't own things.
Right.
I
Right.
don't, I
Yeah.
don't like that. But
It's the
anyway,
world we live in now. I just want to know because I want to know if we was in the same boat. I just whenever something comes out, my wife says, "Why is this coming out?" I'm like, "What is it?" And I'm just like, "Oh God, forgot." you know, she's like, "Do you need it?" I'm like, "Unfortunately." you know.
well, what winds up also is like for example, my son is in this boat. His iPhone now won't download the newest version of the eBay app, so he can't update his eBay app.
Really?
Yeah, and so
Why?
because it's just phased out. I mean, it kind of makes sense. Like if they're making the newest if they're making the newest app to work with the newest software, eventually it's not going to work with a certain
Oh,
age
so he
software.
has an older iPhone then.
Yeah, it's like an iPhone 8 or something like that, and he's never updated it. So
Speaking of iPhones, check this out. If you have, and now you guys need to research this. Google it, go on eBay and look it up. If you have a phone that you can, I mean, we almost got rid of this one the last week. I'm not lying. If you have a phone that has TikTok on it, TikTok Shop, and one other app. Let me see which one it is because I have them all. And TikTok Seller Center on it. You can make not hundreds, but thousands. I seen one sell for $50,000. I seen them sell for 30,000 and up. There are some out there that sell lower, but I just me and my wife talked about it because I was like, look, if I could sell the thing and do that, I'll get rid of it and just go over to the put it on a 3-day handling time, go over to AT&T and get everything else wiped off the phone except for those 3 apps and send it down the road and turn right around and get a brand new phone right there. But you take the chance of, well, they'll return it and this and that and the other. So I don't know. There's a news article about it. There's a big thing about it on news. I've seen it, and then you can look it up for yourself on eBay.
so for me, I kind of drop that in the category of not scams, but schemes.
Money
You know,
laundering.
I drop that in the category of schemes, and my dad just drilled into me, as a kid.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as a get rich. There's no such thing as
No,
get rich quick. Now
there's
that
not.
being said, there are flips that can make people a lot of money, but
Well, it just goes to show how people are going went stupid over TikTok, and the reason it is because you cannot download the TikTok Shop and all that is not in your app store anymore. You can't get it no more.
I get it. But here's the thing. All right, so here's the thing. This is my common sense thinking on it. So they're either going to come up with some way to save it and rescue it, and then you're just going to be able to get it again like you normally would. And
Mm-hmm.
then if they don't, it's going to go away anyway. So
Mm-hmm.
you're only
Yep.
you're only buying time with that $30,000.
Oh
You're not
yeah. Yeah.
saving anything. So
Yeah. You're right. I mean, because it's not guaranteed. So he has a 90-day extension on the band is what it is. I mean, it's banned, but he has a 90-day extension of it being open.
Well, yeah,
So
because I mean, if somebody was going to buy it, if it's the every day that it's down and people start shifting to different platforms, it loses
yep,
value. So
yep.
that
So
makes
there,
sense.
yeah, and the guy, Mr. Clean from Shark Tank, he has a
Mister
20,
Wonderful,
yeah,
Mister
Mr.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. He has a $20 billion offer on it right now, and they won't buy it. I mean, cash money. I mean, but really, wouldn't TikTok be worth more than that?
Maybe, but depends on who's buying. Like, if somebody's got their Playmobil, collection up for $3,000, and I offer them 500, but
Yeah.
nobody else will pay them more than 500. Eventually, I'm the winner. So maybe that's what Mister Wonderful's thinking. I don't
Hey,
know.
Brad, Chastity's got a message here for you. I don't know what Inkscape is. She says she's using it for free. Is that another AI service?
Yeah, well, it's a creative suite. So yeah,
Oh,
cool.
okay.
Yeah. No,
That's
it's
something.
it's graphic design stuff. I like that. I'll check it out.
But anyway, I just thought I'd share that. I just thought that was crazy. Last week we was looking at that, and I was just like, "What?" And I told Tammy, I said, I mean, you never know. I mean, because there's some that are just selling for $1,000, and then you get those that are way up there that's got all. But see, the ones that were just selling for $1,000 only had the TikTok app. When you have the ones that's got the TikTok Studio, the Seller Center, and the app, they become more valuable because you can't download any of those apparently. And I toyed with it a little bit, but it's like I said, common sense kind of kicked in. It's like, nah, that's too big of a risk to take because if it does sell, what's to say, somebody wants a return on it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
well, it's like if TikTok does sell and it opens back up and everything starts going again, then you wasted $30,000. But
Yep.
and then if it never does open back up, then it's like
It's not useful.
you also wasted $30,000 because it's now going to be everybody's going to move to a different platform. I mean, unless people are just looking at if people are running like businesses on there and making money from TikTok and doing TikTok shop and all that stuff, that makes sense. Maybe
Apparently, that TikTok shop's a pretty big business did thing over there.
yeah, if you're making enough money from it and you want to keep that rolling in until you get things situated somewhere else or that gets worked out,
Yep.
maybe that makes sense. But
Maybe some.
I think if there's just some idiot kid out there who's just wanting to see TikTok and
Yeah.
willing to spend that much
Yeah.
money, it's just they got more money than they got sense.
Yeah. So, real quick though, probably should have done this beforehand, but we wanted to send out all the prayers to the family and friends of those that passed last night in that horrific plane crash over there, up there in the northern states. Was that Potomac Rivers where it crashed at?
Yeah,
Yeah, we want to send our thoughts and prayers to family and friends. If y'all happen to watch this, we really deeply sorry for that. That's horrible, horrible deal there.
yeah, life sucks sometimes. Man.
Yeah. Well, Brad, we done an hour.
We made it.
We made
Missed
it.
you,
We
missed you,
made it.
Leroy.
So I guess we're gonna call it a night. Do you have any ideas for next week?
I do, and we can talk
Okay.
about it later. But so here's my before we go.
Yeah.
Here's the hint of something that you kind of pick up from for me with the rat urine thing. It's got almost a little bit of a spearmint smell to it.
Spearmint.
Yeah, like if you ever like smell
What kind of candy you be eating?
spearmint gum, it's got that kind of pungent kind of I don't know.
You think so?
Yeah, try them side by side one day.
No, I don't think so. No.
But when you say spearmint, not in a good way. I mean, it's like it's got that hint of spearmint, but it's got that thing that kind of turns your stomach a little bit.
Right, right, right.
Yeah, thanks for everybody for dropping in, Chastity and Janet and
Yeah,
Swamp
yeah.
Picker and
Everybody have a great weekend, man. We appreciate y'all coming by. We enjoy this. This is just a time to get away from everything and sit back and chat about business and whatever rat urine. Y'all have a good one, everybody.